Keep trying to. Thank you. You know, it's the second time I come here at the Houghton Mansion, and you know, I'm always amazed at how beautiful the place is. Do you feel the same way I do about the house? That it's a beautiful house? Yeah. And Mr. Widder, I'm going to ask you a question. You know, don't feel obligated to answer me, but tell me only if you want to. If you want to. If you close the light or say no, Mr. Widder, can you close the light? Or it takes a lot of energy to do that. I really appreciate your trying to. Can you close it? Trying. I can see it. And the question that I'm going to ask you right now, Mr. Widder, is you're here in this house, and are you here by choice? Is it your choice to stay here? Is it your own decision? Or you feel trapped here? If you feel trapped here, you can touch the light. Do you feel trapped? Do you feel like the guilt about what happened is what's keeping you here? Well, Mr. Widder, you know, I'm not, you know, I've done it only once, and I can tell you much about what goes on after we pass away, because I don't know, but I can tell you that from what I've heard, the accident and everything, you don't have to feel guilty about it. It was an accident, and you know, you don't have to feel like you have to stay here. If you want to stay here because you want to stay here, it's one thing. But if you're staying here because you feel guilty, I'm sure that you've been forgiven by the family, and I'm sure that you've been forgiven by the people. Do you feel like you've been forgiven, Mr. Widder? Or you do? Have you forgiven yourself? If you have, open the light. If you haven't, don't touch it. You still haven't forgiven yourself for what happened, but let me tell you something, Mr. Widder. You know, in life, a lot of things can happen in a flash. Yeah. A lot of things can happen in life, Mr. Widder. And I could be driving in my car and have an accident. I could be driving or, you know, doing something, and in a split second, you know, something happens, and you don't have to carry it for over 100 years on your shoulders, Mr. Widder. You know, from what I've heard, you were a good person. You cared a lot for the family. You did a lot for the family. And, you know, you can go, Mr. Widder. You can stay if you want to. I'm not telling you to go. It's very important that we understand each other. Do you understand where I'm coming from, Mr. Widder? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? If you do, close the light. If you understand my point of view, just turn the light off. And if you don't, I will tell you more. Do you want me to keep talking and explain to you? Yes? My point of view is that mistakes can be made, and we're not perfect. We're human beings, and every day when we wake up, we don't know what the day is going to bring. And when we, you know, many things can happen. And I'm sure that we started it with good intentions, but sometimes, you know, we can make mistakes, or we can, you know, do things that we regret later on. But about the accident, it was an accident, you know, that could have happened to anybody. And I feel a lot of sorrow, a lot of grief. I'm very sad about what happened to you and the family. And I want you to feel as if you've earned the right to make peace with yourself about what happened on that day. You've earned that right, Mr. Witter. You've earned the right to let go of the past and move on. You know, if you want to stay, you know, I almost feel, I've never felt like this, Mr. Witter. I feel very emotional right now. I feel like we're really communicating with each other, and I feel like you're understanding what I'm talking about and what I'm telling you. And the compassion that I have for you is a compassion that I can only imagine what the pain, the suffering that you must have felt in the days after that. And, you know, and you don't have to feel that way, Mr. Witter. You don't have to feel that way. The family has forgiven you. If I heard, I think it was a feminine voice probably saying they did. And you were a very good person, and you've earned the right to move on. Are you ready and willing to move on, Mr. Witter? If you are, can you close the flashlight? Would you love to be able to move on? Yeah? I feel it's a yes. Would you love to be able to move on, Mr. Witter? You would. And there's nothing I would love more for you to be able to do than to go on and to understand that what you did was not your fault. And do you love talking with me? If you do, you can open the light. Has it been a while since you've been able to communicate with someone like that? I know that a lot of people come here a lot of times, and a lot of people try to talk to you, and people try to talk to you the same way I did before. Or is it the first time? Is it the first time, Mr. Witter, that somebody tried to talk to you like we did right now? If it is, then I'm very happy that I'm able to do that. Because that's why I do what I do, you know? That's why I drive 5 hours to the mountains to get here doing what I do. That's what drives me. And I want to thank you for cooperating with me and talking with me, and the communication that we've established right now together. Feel welcome. I'm very happy that we've been able to do this. If I go in the temple tonight, Mr. Witter, will you come with me? You would? Yes? I would love for you to join me tonight, Mr. Witter. I'll be your guest. You'll be the host. You'll be showing me the house. Do you mind if we go in the temple right now? to join my friends, Mark, Nick, Mike, and Peter.